So today I wanted to talk about being scissor happy and emotional cutting. It is November, almost December, and usually at this time of the year, I like to take a step back and reflect on the things I've done with my hair, what my hair journey has looked like. Almost 2 years ago, I did a massive big chop, probably the biggest chop that I think I've done in my adult life. I took off well over 18 inches and it was very, very therapeutic. But I know big chops are not therapeutic for everybody. And I'm the type of person that highly recommends regular trims. For me, I like to do every 3 to 4 months when it comes to trims. It just makes it so I can get rid of the split ends, any breakage that I see, keep a nice clean cut. I don't recommend doing significant big cuts if you're not in a good emotional state, though. So, the first time I did a big chop as an adult, I did it by myself. I had come home from school. I was just in such a terrible, bad mood, and I just cut my hair, and it was awful. And I was angry with myself. I was angry with my hair. The experience wasn't pleasant, and it almost felt like a punishment to yourself and to your hair. And there's a lot of people who currently still do that when they cut their hair off, or they're doing a big chop, or they shave their head. It can feel liberating afterwards, but in some sense, it almost feels like a form of self harm when you are doing something to your body in such a vulnerable and heightened emotional state. And the second time I did a big chop, I went to a salon. It was very fun. It was very relaxing. I felt calm and confident, and I had somebody else doing the cut for me. And the last time that I did a big chop, I did it in the bathroom. I was very, very calm in mind. I know I wanted to do a big cut. I was ready to let go a lot of the length of hair that I had. I've had it for long, for so many years. I wanted to just enjoy having a bob and having shoulder length hair and playing around with styling it like that. So I wasn't mad, I wasn't angry, I wasn't hating myself. I just wanted a change. So I cut all my hair off. And this is the length it's at right now. It's grown back significantly. It's not at the length it was before I did that big chop. It's okay. We're on a journey to get back to waist length, tailbone length hair, which I think we'll reach by the end of next year. But I like to watch other people's big chop videos. And oftentimes there's like that exhale when they're done cutting their hair. Like, whew, that felt great. I've released some form of burden. Like a lot of the times we hold our insecurities in our hair, and I like to say crown. We hold a lot of insecurities in our crown. We hold a lot of trauma in our crown. And then when you get an opportunity to do a big cut, it feels like you're cutting off that emotional baggage. And that's why I think it feels so therapeutic. And when you're watching videos of people doing it, you see them feel almost instantly lighter. But then you see people also regretting it afterwards. And I wonder sometimes if we rush too often to do these things to harm ourselves. And it ends up being a form of deep seated regret where we're chopping all our hair off, where we're shaving our head. So and I find that a lot of people do it at the end of the year as they're about to approach a new year. They're looking back, they're realizing that they didn't achieve certain goals, or they're comparing themselves to other people's journey and they're feeling quite bad about themselves. And last part I wanted to mention is doing big chops or cuts because we see other people doing it and thinking it's an on-trend thing. I caution people to be very, very careful when it comes to this. Just because you see a celebrity cut all their hair off or shave their head and then they look so cute afterwards styling it does not mean that it is the best action for you to take. Doing something that drastic to our crown has its side effects. And I implore people to keep that in mind before they proceed with doing a big chop or doing a drastic cut. Think these things out way ahead of time And it's normal afterwards to feel a little bit like, oops, I don't know if I should have done that, or oh my God, I absolutely regret doing that to my hair. But keep in mind, if you are in a vulnerable emotional state and you go ahead and do something like that, you can end up making yourself feel significantly worse. Keep your hair healthy, keep your crown healthy, stay on top of your regular trims, your regular cuts, but take a step back and reflect as we're approaching the end of the year. If you are going to do a big hair transformation or a big change, approach it from a place where you are peace in mind and peace in soul, so you can do it and lessen the emotional effects of that change causing trauma. Hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever done a big chop and how you felt before you cut all your hair off and how you felt like immediately after and how you feel about it today.